What's going on, guys? Christian here from CK Wraps. Today I wanted to do this video on how I stay motivated and inspired. A lot of you have actually asked for a video like this. I contemplated about putting this on the website, said, hey, you know, I'll put it on YouTube. Maybe it'll benefit more people and, you know, help keep you on track possibly in what it is that you truly want to do and where you want to be in your life. This doesn't just go for car wraps, guys. You know, I may mention that a little bit throughout this, but hopefully this does branch out a little bit further than just wrapping cars. It's not about just wrapping cars, it's about dealing with life. And life's gonna come at you in many different ways. We're all human beings. We're all gonna go through similar yet different experiences at different times for different lengths of time. And it's how you manage those experiences and those times that really get you down. That's where you're gonna persevere and succeed and push through. It's not always easy. Trust me, I've gone through my share of stuff and it's not been easy at all. I'm not gonna tell you, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it's been easy. You know, even since I was a little kid, I've been bullied my entire life. It's been tough. And you know, I'm not a celebrity as much as you guys think I am, maybe on YouTube or whatever it is. I'm just a guy who wraps cars, and it makes me nervous as hell getting in front of the camera right now to even talk to you guys about this kind of stuff. I do hope, again, that this maybe moves you forward and inspires you to keep pushing at whatever it is that you want to really be doing. Again, it doesn't have to be wrapping cars. YouTube, complete accidents. And if you really think about, you know, the size that this has grown to, for me, it's like just, I can't even comprehend. It's like 280,000 subscribers. It's a lot of people. And that makes me a little bit nervous getting up in front of the camera and, you know, showing this amount of people something about what I'm supposed to know or have, you know, as far as wrapping cars go. So you'll notice that I haven't really done very many YouTube videos. I do focus more on my website. It's more private. The group is much smaller on there, and and you know, it's more diehard people who want to really truly learn how to wrap and get into another field in their life. Anyways, that stuff's there. It's easier for me to focus on that, and I feel more comfortable in a sense. It's good to put yourself out of your comfort zone, like I'm doing right now, but you've got to focus on what it truly is that you want to do. So we're going to kind of go back into the beginning here of like sort of where I started, kind of what I went through, and you know, a little bit about how I got here, but more or less what I had to deal with in that period of time. When I started out wrapping cars, guys, I had no idea I wanted to wrap cars. It just became a thing. I wanted to change the color of my car, and wrap came up in a conversation with a friend of mine who I worked with, a colleague that I worked with at the time, and she said that, you know, her boyfriend has this new material, and you know, we had no idea. There was no instruction manual, there was no videos to watch or help us with. And my best friend RJ and I, we got it done. I bought matte blue metallic, and I wrapped the car with him over the winter time, and we got the car done. Car was by no means perfect. It was actually pretty bad in a lot of areas, but hey, we live and we learn. The most important thing here is, or one of the most important things here, is that you have to learn from your mistakes and your experiences that come your way. Now, car came out in the springtime, drove it around, and this is like 8 or 9 years ago, guys, when wraps weren't popular at all. People hadn't really heard about them. And people see a matte blue metallic car, they're like, whoa, that's mind-blowing. A lot of people would approach me, they would come over, talk to me about it, and you know, I've always been a car guy, you know, I'm very much into cars, so I love it when people ask me questions about it. You know, my car was nice before when it was just gloss black, but then I wrapped it this color, and all of a sudden it was like a whole other level of attention. That gave me a great sense of pride and accomplishment. Not that I really truly needed validation from other people, but hey, you never know. It does help. Obviously, your surroundings do play a role in how you feel. This goes good or bad, but in either direction. So we kind of choose what we want to have around us. And believe me, you don't want to have negative thoughts or people around you if you really truly want to succeed. We'll get more into that in a little bit. So I had this great sense of satisfaction, accomplishment. People were wowed by it, and you know, people started asking me, can I do this for them? Hell no, I can't do it for you. I have no idea what I'm doing. I barely got my own car done. You know, and I got it done with the help of my friend. From the disassembly, the prep, the actual wrap itself, and then the reassembly, it's a pretty daunting task. And a lot of you may have realized this now that you've done it, how much work actually goes into this. You know, eliminating dirt, making sure there's no dirt particles on the wrap, that's already like a big problem. Never mind trying to wrap the car itself. So, you know, cleaning and prep and disassembly, there's a lot of stuff that goes into this. Anyways, it's something to be proud of. If you've ever wrapped an entire car, even if it's not perfect, guys, be proud. good to be, have that confidence in yourself. You didn't do it perfect, but you did your best. And, that will go a long way. Again, I didn't do it perfect by any means. I wrapped my car again, actually a couple of months later, because someone keyed the door. I used it as an excuse to wrap my car, so I changed it from matte metallic blue to satin black, and the car came out better. I got it done in like 3 days. The person who probably keyed my door was probably like, what the hell, if they ever saw my car again. They're probably like, what the hell, this guy actually changed the color of his car, and me keying the door didn't have any effect on him? Nope, not to me. I just, went and moved forward. I used the negativity, I used the hate to fuel me, to actually drive me. That hate that I got, like that person keying my door, actually gave me more motivation and more drive to wrap the car again. And I've actually used the hate and all the stuff that I've taken over the years as drive and motivation to help me get to where I want to be. We have two choices here when that stuff comes our way. You can really let it get you down. You can be all bummed out about it. You can sit there and mope and just be like, whatever, I'm done with wrapping cars. Or you use it as an advantage or an opportunity to push yourself harder and further. Why do people do stuff like that? Why do people say the things that they say? I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a shrink. I can only assume that they're jealous. They don't like you because they don't have what you have, or whatever it is. They don't have the skills you have, not necessarily a material thing. Maybe they don't have the skills that you have. Maybe they're upset about that. There's many different things that there are variables on the ways people can feel about you. That shouldn't matter about what people feel about you and what they think about you. If that matters to you, it's really going to get you down, because on the way from the bottom to climbing the ladder to the top, wherever the hell that is, there's a lot of obstacles, and there's a lot of that coming your way, more than there is praise. It's even on YouTube now, guys. I get a lot of hate mail and junk mail in the review folder on YouTube. It happens on Instagram. It happens everywhere. Emails and Google and everything. Like, it's just ridiculous. I haven't even met these people in my life. It is what it is. You have a choice to let it either get to you or use that as fuel to fuel your fire and keep burning and keep moving, brighter and hotter and faster as you keep going along. When I started out, I had looked up to many mentors in the industry, and these mentors, these influence, they were influencers to me. They were guys who had been rapping for a little bit longer than I have, more professional. They had shops. I was just doing this out of my home garage, and I looked to these guys for a little bit of help, a little bit of motivation, maybe, or some inspiration, or anything for that matter. I posted my work in a group called the Rap Society, which is a Facebook group, and there's thousands of installers in there, and not everybody's the same, but there was enough of them in there to really cause a problem. It really put me down. A lot of the work that I was posting, it wasn't constructive criticism. It was literally just hating on the brand that I was using, maybe what I was doing and how I was doing it. And just because they could maybe tell from a picture, I have no idea. This is the early stages of my career. It wasn't easy dealing with that, because these people are the people that I actually looked up to. These are the people that were actually trying to take me down. Again, I didn't know them. Not all of them. I knew some of them, but I didn't know them. And it got to me a little bit. I made a decision one day, and I said, you know what? Forget it. I'm out of this group. I left. From kind of that area there, I would say that I kicked myself out of the professional rap industry, whatever you want to call it. I don't go to any conventions or trade shows or anything like that. I don't need to show my face at places like that. I don't need to be around the negativity if that still exists. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Anyways, I took myself down a different path than what other people were doing. That ended up being a bit of YouTube. And when I started YouTube was just for fun. Someone had told me that I should maybe start YouTube. And so I started YouTube, and got a lot of hate, actually, even from people that I rapped with for some period of time. They were pissed. Like, people were really upset about me showing you guys online how I was doing vinyl raps for free, essentially. I had no idea what YouTube would be. I had no idea what it would grow into. I didn't even know it could make money. I had no idea when I started all this. I was just putting videos out because I thought, hey, it was kind of cool, and people were actually interested in learning. I was getting a few comments here and there, a couple subscribers here and there, nothing, not like what it is now, but it was something. And I found a new world, essentially, with you guys. I found a world where I had a lot of people interested in talking to me and knowing about what I was doing and learning from me, which is really flattering, guys. Like, honestly, like, it's the most flattering thing. I saw it as a great positive. And this is what helped me push YouTube, or just keep doing YouTube. I didn't even push it, I just kind of just did it. I just kept doing it because I had a great sense of, I guess, my sense of accomplishment, and the feeling that I got from you guys learning and actually learning something from me was amazing. I've never in my life would I have thought that I would have been a teacher. But the amount of hate that came with it, guys, like, you have no idea. And as far as, like, in the rap industry, in the rap world goes, the professional side of things, I've had companies like, and again, I've called them out for, I've called some companies out for certain things, and again, I'm just telling the truth. I'm not trying to make things more than what it is. I'm just telling my experience with things. But again, I've had companies say they don't want to work with me because I have the YouTube channel. There's installers out there who don't want to even talk to me or have nothing nice to say at all ever. It's just like ridiculous. Like, some of these people are just ridiculous. Don't let it get you down. I used that fuel all that negativity that I was getting from those people, I used that again as fuel to fuel me. Every time somebody said something, I don't know, malicious about me doing YouTube or my work, I went out, what did I do? I did another YouTube video, and I kept doing more YouTube videos. Maybe I did 2 that day, just cause I wanted to show them, I wanted to upset them. You can use that. I don't even want to upset them. I just want to show them that it wasn't really bothering me. I just did it. I did it even a little extra. It gave me the extra drive that I needed to push myself a little bit further and get myself a little bit more out of my comfort zone. That's not always easy to do. So those people are actually outside of your inner circle. Let's say they're not your family. They're not your personal friends. You don't know them personally. So they're just people, and you can let those people get to you or not. Honestly, if there's anything malicious, kick it out the door, guys. Get rid of it, throw it away. Again, like, I've been bullied my entire life, growing up all the way through school, elementary school, all through high school. So much that I didn't even want to go to secondary. I didn't want to go to university or college. It was just brutal. Found my calling, luckily. It's not for everyone, but I stuck to something that I loved doing. I started wrapping cars because I loved wrapping cars. I loved doing it for myself. I still do it for myself. When I wrap a customer's car, I do it more for me than I do it for them. In the end result, the wrap should be excellent, and the customer should be very happy most of the time. I mean, I don't really have any complaints, but there's people out there who might complain about anything and everything. If you put yourself and your work first, and you really truly care about what it is that you're doing, your customer pretty much should always be happy, as long as you're doing your absolute best and you fix things that might fail or happen down the road. We all make mistakes, guys. You have to take responsibility for those things. If you try and sweep it under the rug or hide it or whatever, it's just brutal. Don't ever do that. You'll not only feel crappy about yourself, but you're not going to build a great reputation as far as gaining more clients goes. Customer service is definitely a part of it. Anyways, I don't want to get too far off track here. You have that outer circle of people that will take you down. They're going to make fun of your rap. They're going to critique it. They're going to say things that are malicious. Constructive criticism, maliciousness, 2 different things. Again, I don't tolerate any maliciousness. I will, however, tolerate all the criticism. I'll take in criticism any day of the week, as long as I feel like there's something I can maybe learn from it, or I'll try to look at it so that maybe I can learn something from it. Cool. Like, I'm always about that. But again, maliciousness is just not cool. You have your inner circle. Your inner circle is a little bit harder to escape from. This is, again, family and friends. My ex, I had to leave her, and it was so bad. I was so depressed for pretty much like a year. That person was making me feel like dog poo. Like, I felt like poo-poo. I felt as low as can possibly be. I actually haven't hit that kind of a low since I was like in my early 20s when I was homeless. And that was, or when I was, at home, I was living on the streets. I was sleeping in my car on benches, whatever, a little gas that I had. I could sleep in my car at the time. But yeah, anyways, that's besides the point. I hadn't felt that low in over a decade. And sometimes it takes hitting rock bottom or hitting that kind of low to realize where you are and that you don't want to be there anymore. So I do understand that maybe you might get there, you might have already been there, or you might be there right now. And the only suggestion I can make for you is to have conversations with that person or those people. Try to possibly work through it. I'm not telling you to go out there and leave your spouse or your girlfriend or whatever it is, or your family. I'm just telling you that have those conversations. And if those conversations don't have an impact on things changing more for a positive way, then you should, I'm not telling you to have to, you should eliminate that negativity out of your life. It's only going to drag you down. Your partner, your spouse, your friends, and everybody else should support you in something like this. Unless you're doing something critically wrong, like you're hurting people or you're a bad person or whatever else. Okay, I understand that, but this is not what we're talking about. We're just talking about starting a business, living life, wrapping cars, whatever it is that you're doing. Don't let those people that are closest to you, because they will have probably the largest impact on your life and how you feel. Don't let them do that. Don't let them do that to you. That's all I can truly ever say. I, at any moment, am ready to have a conversation with someone about that who's closest to me, if I ever need to. And if not, kick them out of my life. Like legit, kick them out of my life. It doesn't matter who it is. This is your life, and it doesn't matter what other people think about it. As long as you feel like you're living it for yourself, and you feel like you're living it truly and honestly, then it doesn't matter what other people think about it. And especially, even people closest to you. Your parents might not agree that this job is for you, and they might think you should be a doctor, but you don't want to be a doctor. Maybe you want to be a car salesman, and that's your true calling. Like, you love being a car salesman. Like, you're really good at it, and they don't approve of it. I'm not telling you to kick your parents out of your life for that, but they shouldn't be putting you down at the same time for you wanting to do and loving it, whatever it is that you want to do. It's hard, guys. There's a lot of challenges along the way. I face them not every day as much as I used to, but there was a good stretch of time that I had to go through in order to get here. Again, my shop's not like some ginormous shop that's 20 or 30,000 square feet where I have 100 people working for me and so forth. It's actually pretty moderate. I have a space. It's more of a studio. I do workshops here. I do car wraps, and I do videos for you guys. And this is what I wanted. This is the path that I chose. I chose to not have a large entity of car wrap shops. I didn't want that. I actually really truly enjoy teaching, and I didn't know that until I started doing YouTube. YouTube really taught me how to speak out loud about what it was that I was doing and help teach you guys about what it is that I'm doing, and hopefully being able to do that for yourself. If you want to wrap your own car, you could save thousands of dollars just being able to wrap your car even one time. Never mind 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times down the road. I think this is great. Is the information free for the most part? Yeah, of course. I put a lot out there on YouTube, and I do understand why that would upset people in the industry. There's just no need for malicious attacks. Anything that has ever happened as far as my social media goes, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, I ban them. I block it. It's not even worth having a conversation with. Why? Because they're not. You don't know them. They're just people trying to get you down because they're not where you are, and maybe they want to be there. Maybe they want to be as good as you are at wrapping cars. Maybe they want to be as good as you are at whatever it is that you're doing, selling cars. Maybe they want to be as good as you are at making 5-course dinners for at a restaurant, at a Michelin star restaurant. Like, you just don't know. There's so many people out there, and there's so many things that people are going to experience. Being good at being good at what you do. First of all, is one thing, and then striving to get to where you want to be is the entire other thing. That people are going to see that and they're going to be jealous. Just because you have that kind of drive and that kind of motivation, they're going to want to get you down. Don't let them do it. You have those choices. What I truly got to say to you, if you really want to start in a business, and whether it's this business or that business or whatever else business, you got to learn to adapt. You got to learn to adapt and grow, keep your head down, stay focused, and work. If you don't do that, you're not going to succeed. I will 100% guarantee you're not going to succeed. I worked for a solid year, 120, 130 hours a week with wrapping cars and holding down a full-time job. Why? Because I really wanted it. I really, 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 really wanted to wrap as many cars as I possibly could. And I held down the job because it was security, it was backup, just in case I wasn't booking in wraps. So it was like a side hustle, but it was like 2 full-time jobs all at once, a little bit more than that because I was wrapping 2 or 3 cars a week while working 40 to 45 hours a week at my full-time job. A lot of hours. There's nights when I slept 1-2 hours. Again, how badly do you want it? If you want it bad enough, you won't let people get you down. If people get you down, let it be temporary. Learn from it, live it, and move on. Kick yourself in the butt and move forward. You got a lot of things to look forward to here, okay? I love where I'm at. I wouldn't change it for anything. I can go out to the grocery store in the middle of the day. I can run any errand that I want to, for the most part, when I'm not running workshops. I can choose what time to come into work. I can choose what time to leave work. I can choose when to have lunch. I can choose if I want to have a beer on a Saturday here while I'm sweeping the floor or organizing some vinyl. Where else can you do that? You work for yourself. If I could make the same amount of money at the last job as I do here, like, let's say it's equal, and I only had to work 40, 45 hours at my other job, but here I have to work 60, 70 hours, which I do most of the time. I'm always at home working, editing videos and doing all kinds of things. I'm working 60, 70 hours a week and get the same amount of money. I will take this any day, guys. 100%. I wouldn't give it up for anything. This is freedom. This is what freedom looks like while still earning a living and having a job. There's other ways to have freedom, sure, but this is, if you want to have a job, you want to have a career, this is a way of having freedom. Again, I wouldn't change it for anything. Even if that other job paid me even more than this job that I'm doing right now, working for myself. If it paid me more, I still wouldn't take it. There's not a chance in hell I would take it. In order to be able to work less hours, but be regulated, regimented in how I have to do things for somebody else, there's no motivation in that for me. I'd rather be selling apples on the corner of the street than working for somebody else, making 50 bucks a day. I don't care. 20 bucks a day. I really don't care. I will never, ever, ever, ever go back to working for somebody else ever again. It's impossible. That being said, if you ever end up being the owner of a successful company and you end up being the boss, remember this. Remember that people need jobs. People are going to have to work for somebody at some point. Not everyone's got it in them to be an entrepreneur and run a business. And that's a whole other spectrum of things, as opposed to just dealing with life and then also wrapping cars. That's like a whole other area of what I do in a day-to-day. And what a lot of us will do in a day-to-day. So if you're running a business, again, you have a lot more on your plate than if you just go into work and work for somebody else. Again, I could never do it. I could never go back to that. As much as I loved my last job, I could never, ever go back to that. Anyways, guys, I will wrap this video up. I, again, wanted to do it because I wanted to let you know some of the things that I went through in order to get here. A lot of the crap that I had to deal with to push through from people closest to me, all the way to the general public and people in my industry, like literally in the industry that I'm supposed to be a professional in, not approving of me and not whatever it is, just malicious attacks, guys. Just that's all it is. It's a lot of you have seen them. If you've been on Instagram and stuff like that, it is what it is. I don't let it faze me anymore, guys. Again, I took my own path. I took a different road, and I encourage you to take the road that best suits you in the end. Super important. Don't take the path that other people want you to take. Do your own thing. That will set you apart right away. Following other people's orders, you might as well be working for them. If you're going to let people get to you, you might as well go work for them. You're pretty much going to be working for them if you're letting people have an impact like that on your life and a negative impact on your life. It's not cool. Anyways, guys, again, I'm going to wrap this up. I hope this video was inspirational, motivational, informative, and helpful for you. That's pretty much it. I'm looking forward to doing more videos for you guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Take care.